Hello everyone, my name is Elias Leonidas, and this is our newest series on the channel, the Pantheon of Games. The Pantheon of Games will serve as a review system for the channel, but unlike many other review systems, the Pantheon of Games is not meant to review the newest releases and the hottest titles. Instead, with the Pantheon of Games, we will be looking back at the legacy a game left behind. As I hope you've seen in a previous video, I'm not the biggest fan of the numbered or starred gaming metric or gaming review system. I understand it's very easy for everyone to understand, but it's extremely generic and it creates a lot of inconsistencies, even for just one individual, but especially for larger companies that have multiple writers, reviewers. Having a metric or a system in which to review video games and understand which video games are good, which ones are bad, and which ones are just absolutely god-awful isn't the problem. It's in fact a system that is very necessary, but has just become so watered down for me. Therefore, for the Pantheon of Games, we will seek to create a metric, a system of review that is our own. A metric or a system of review that helps you all understand my opinion, my feelings, and my thoughts about certain games and their impact and their legacy that they left behind. With this system, and with my channels and its theming, we're going to mirror our review system off of ancient Greek mythology. In our review system, we will have two major components. The first component is the realms. The realms are the different planes of existence for games, because not all games are created equal, and not all games deserve to stand on the same plane or in the same shrine. The second component to our review system will be the tiered rankings. But unlike a normal review system, we won't be using any numbers. Instead, we'll use four categories that have a word associated with them. So with that, let's break down and explain the Pantheon of Games, our new and hopefully unique review system. Let's get started with our Pantheon of Games, working from the bottom and going up. At the bottom of the Pantheon of Games, in our lowest realm in our rating system, exists the realm of Hades. Here in the realm of Hades, games go to die, to be forgotten, to be punished for their unjust and terrible actions, gameplay, or mechanics, are locked away forever for their absolutely terrible, terrible decisions, choices, and loot boxes. Existing in this lowest realm on our rating system is one category, the lowest tier in our ranking system of games. Abysmal. Abysmal is the lowest category in our system. It serves to state that these games ought to be forgotten, that these abysmal monstrosities are worth forgetting. Whether these games had terrible design choices, terrible mechanics, ruined a franchise, a series, or a company, or even if these games were just plain awful, and with time, it took them from being something that was at least enjoyable to play to something that's never going to be played by anyone again. Moving up from our lowest realm and our lowest category, we move into the mortal plane, the mortal world. Here in the mortal plane or the mortal world, this mortal realm, exists the category of adequate. Adequate. Adequate are games that are adequate, that are okay, that are good, and that are sometimes great games. They entertain us for an hour, 2 hours, maybe even 10, but they don't stick with us after we're done with them. They don't make us think, and they don't really make us feel more than what they made us feel in the time we played them. They don't change our minds or make us ponder what if or what had happened in the story. They simply exist as adequate, good games. They're competent, they're fun, they're enjoyable, and they're alright. Adequate games, just like us mortals, are mortal games. They all, just like us, will eventually fade and be forgotten. That is to say that their gameplay, mechanics, and the game itself are not irreplaceable to the time of gaming history, or, in my own opinion, irreplaceable to my experience within video games. They were fun, they were enjoyable, or at least they passed the time. But that's all they really ever did. And they're adequate for it. Before we leave this mortal plane, this mortal realm, and descend to the realm of Olympus, the realm of the ethereal, we have one category that straddles the in-between, between both the mortal realm and the ethereal realm. This category is a category of the honored. Honored. Honored are games that deserve to be remembered. They deserve to be venerated. They're the type of games that tell gripping, complex stories that make us think long after they're done, that have mechanics, gameplay, or creativity that changes gaming, that changes us, what we expect in titles and what we look for in new and ever-changing games. Honored games in our Greek mythological pantheon of the Pantheon of Games, well, there are mythological creatures, our lesser deities, our demigods, and our mortal heroes that with feats of greatness exceeded their mortal bounds and became something greater than their mortal chain. These games are not completely perfect, with maybe small flaws or issues. These games ultimately change us. They change me. They make me feel something deeper, or they connect with me on another amazing level. And they help show me, and I hope show us as a gaming community, while our media, our medium, is greater than TV shows, our movies, or even books sometimes. With this, we ascend to the final realm, the realm of Olympus, the realm of the gods, the ethereal, awe-inspiring beings. In our Pantheon of Games, the games that exist in the realm of Olympus are categorized as legendary. Legendary. Legendary games are ones that break all expectations and realities that we could have. Their stories, narratives, designs, or ideas shock us with how amazing and unforgettable they are. They change the core concepts of what we expect in gaming, and they forever change us. They forever change me, even greater than our honored. For the legendary games are like legends. They are like gods, as near perfect as you can get. And they leave such lasting impacts, such lasting legacies with us. We won't ever forget them. Legendary games cannot be forgotten. Not always because we choose to remember them, but because they implant ideas, concepts, gameplay, or stories so deep in our minds, so deep in my mind as well, that we can't forget them. They impose upon us their greatness, their remembrance, their legendary status. And their greatness we use as metrics. They become like the gods of video games. they become the gods of different genres. Like Apollo, The Witcher 3 stands and looks like perfection. It sounds of sweet music, and its beautiful looks, feeling, and depth so starkly conveyed. While a game like Pong is like Gaia, the mother, the common ancestor, and to whom all video games owe their very existence. Before we finish though, there is two icons or characteristics that I will put in my reviews when we do our Pantheon of Games. The first icon / characteristic that I'll utilize is that of the myth. A myth, for me, will be any game that I feel has a much better general opinion, reviews, or grades than it really deserves. A myth to me is a game that is much more popular than it ever should be. It gets more attention or it gets more remembered than I believe it deserves to be. The second characteristic / icon we will utilize is a transient, a transcendental game, a game that I feel transcends the idea, the public opinion of it, the ratings, the reviews. I feel that the game transcends the bounds and area in which a lot of people put it into. Though a transient game or a transcendental game as well may be a game that I feel fits into a category. Maybe most people gave it adequate, average reviews, and I feel that it's an adequate game. But maybe it had a concept, an idea, or a mechanic that transcends the game itself. Maybe it created something, a system that was later developed in the series to become something amazing, or maybe it created an idea or concept that others utilized and improved upon, but everyone owes the foundation to that idea or concept to that game. It transcends its rating. It transcends its tier or ranking. Its true legacy transcends it as a whole. Thank you all so much for watching this. I hope this is just the first of many videos we will have on the Pantheon of Games. Thank you once again so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to leave a like. If you're interested in seeing our Pantheon of Games reviews come out or other content on this channel, please make sure to subscribe and help this young and little channel grow. This has been Elias Leonidas. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.